Windows, I think that's part of where his tag comes from, unless I'm mistaken, is just the fact that he is a keyword player. This is his first platform fighter, and he is so good at it, even so.
Yeah.
And yeah, you can just frame perfect, change directions, create a little bit of a trippy thing, just as good as his execution is. But like what you're saying, absolutely right then. Have you already took out Fullstream, which has been his demon for 4 years then? What a great time to be able to kill your loser's bracket demon in CakeAssault.
Yep.
That being said, having talked to CakeAssault briefly at SmashCon about it, about like what changed that he hasn't lost to Windows yet this season, he said the main thing was like, yeah, I learned to just camp myself and just, well, I can always just not do anything and force Windows into making the first call. And we're seeing him apply that immediately, right?
We are.
Chilling with that platform, trying to set up the clone, set up George, and it's doing the trick right now.
The funny thing with Rivals is, like, even with, like, them right here, they're kind of camping. They're playing, like, a very safe neutral.
Yeah.
Because Rivals is such a big punish game that, like, as soon as they land a hit, it's not going to look like camping, right?
No.
It's going to look like they're just trying to get their hit. But they are being very careful in their neutral. And it's good to see Cake have that adaptation where he's able to kind of adapt to each matchup.
Yeah. I like the fact that our meta has progressed to the point where, like, there is no more one-size-fits-all against all the opponents at the top level. Windows taking his time off stage, recognizing that he can wait as long as he likes. Maybe it's 1 mid-air jump, maybe it's 4.
Oh man, Cake manages to take the first stock after it looked like Windows had set up 2 combos into collapse, but was just barely not able to connect.
Yeah, we mentioned like defensive DI in terms of combos, and Cakes has always been fantastic. At least in the past few majors I've seen him at, even against a character as obscure as Eliana, he's so hard to hit.
And oh my gosh, he's been saving his air dodges for collapse this entire game so far.
Yeah.
And not there, but...
That one looked like just a true combo, though.
It did. Yeah, he's still in his stun.
Windows caught off stage, though, at 85%. This is where back air can kill, or up strong can kill, too. What a great use of it, too.
Yeah, knowing his percents and knowing when it could connect. Up strong is way more reliable than it used to be in the past. It used to have a way taller hitbox, but did not chain as reliably into the second hit.
Yeah, but the fact that the first hitbox is so huge vertically makes it so it's such a better way to anti-air Wrastor on his way back onto the stage.
And the thing I've seen Cake doing with it over this year that he wasn't really doing in the past is kind of using both hitboxes, even if the cape doesn't hit. Just kind of be like, I get 2 hitboxes and you can still kind of jump into the stab.
Yeah, it's just, you can delay that stab too, kind of like the other double hit smash attacks in platform fighters. And recovering into the clouds is one of my favorite Forsburn tricks. Not only is that silent, but you don't even go into free fall, which for the first time you do it, making a really strong recovery mix-up.
And if the cloud's on the ground like it was there, you actually go right into your landed state, so you can. That's why he was able to up tilt so quickly.
That's so good. Windows, you see him trying to provoke Cake now with his movement, right? He's sailing above, hoping that Cake just jumps up with an anti-air, but Cake's not biting for it immediately. He's mixing up when he's choosing to go for the swats.
Yeah, Cake kind of anticipating Windows to come in a little bit more. Hey, you've seen him miss a couple of parries, but he's doing it in a position where if Windows doesn't come in, he's still safe.
There we go, the Sonic Boom, not going to get the clap kill, and getting spiked right afterwards by the fully charged Combust, ready to go. What a reversal there.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And there we're seeing a little bit. So one of the recent nerfs to Wrastor, as he's kind of been tearing through a lot of matchups, especially because of how kind of reliable certain of his combos is the Sour Spot F-Strong. We kind of docked it back down a little bit. We had buffed it up, and now it's back down. So you do have to land the sweet spot if you want to get a KO before, unless you're very close to the side, unless you're in a position where you can just kind of guarantee it.
And at that point, you kind of earned it because you've got that positioning to start the combo with. Yeah.
But yeah, if you try to do it and you're still on the stage, you're going to need to land the sweet spot to get those KOs.
Cake starting off, actually off stage. I like that he already built up that wall of smoke, and that so far, Windows doesn't really have any time to get rid of it because he's so preoccupied trying to edgeguard Cake, but now Cake turning the tables, getting the entire stage engulfed in smoke, and now you don't even know whether or not it's him or the clone that jumps out of it.
You don't see Wrastor getting edge guarded very frequently, but right there, Cake almost able to just kill Wrastor off the bottom.
That was crazy. Now we have another opportunity. That's
Gets
exactly
the
what you're talking
sweet spot.
about. Yeah.
And he held himself back. You could see he was holding left to hold his momentum as he went into the strong attack in order to get that spacing he needed.
And now Windows taking his time on these platforms. hoping to find Cake in a moment of weakness, a moment of impatience, and otherwise relying on the Slipstream Tornado to get rid of the smoke, keeping Forsburn as honest as you can for a Deception character. Oh, just hair dodging past the Tornado, but yeah, still alive. Just barely, though, after that back air. That was center stage.
Oh my gosh.
That was the problem there was like actually DIing too well to not die to the side, and then you just die off the top. That's how strong that move is. The scary thing is we got full combust ready to go. That could be it.
That purple.
Yeah.
What percent was Windows
That
at?
was like 34%, dude.
No. Oh man, I'm gonna get some tweets about that. I hear the crowd. I hear the crowd right now. Oh my gosh.
Well, now you know. Just in case Forsburn is a little too strong.
Yo, maybe Forsburn's broken. I don't know anymore. All right, let's see if Windows can bring this back here.
Yeah, for Forsburn's sake.
Yeah. So that way Forsburn can keep all his fun stuff.
Windows again waiting for his moment. Boxing CakeAssault into the corner, but CakeAssault not only slips out, he again starts landing up these back airs, which have been so devastating. Beautiful follow-up with the
Wow,
Slipstream.
and gets the sweet spot there.
Every bar to that was necessary. That wasn't just tacking on extra damage. He needed that so he could get close enough to finish off that stock.
Parrying the forward special there, actually really good for Windows. That's the attack that got parried. Doesn't go into parry stun. Able to keep his stock going.
And he's now in a really good position, getting a combo started on the platform. CakeAssault sneaks his way out of it, though. Here's another opportunity. The back air does it again.
Cake does it. It's crazy because as much as we talk about the clutch factor of Cake, Windows does have that as well. The problem is I feel like when these two play, we see it more leaning towards Cake's favor, that last stock. But in a lot of his sets, Windows is able to bring last stocks all the way back and kind of zero to death into a win.
All right, and it looks like Windows has decided to go full in on slowing down the pace of the game. We saw it a little bit in the previous one on Merchant Port where he was kind of trying to circle camp on those top platforms, and here, given this platform layout, how hard it is to reach those high platforms, it helps Wrastor do that even more. So it looks like when the time comes and he wants to slow it down, he wants to be able to do it for as long as possible. But right now, Windows is finding his openings, getting things started at least a little bit, getting 62%. And otherwise, he can chill on these platforms and kind of force very limited angles of approach coming out from CakeAssault if he wants to get that percent lead back.
Yeah, this level 2, a lot of people like to pick it against Cake for a variety of reasons. It kind of feels like a comfort stage for Cake because some of his biggest wins going back all the way to full stream at Genesis 5 have been on this stage and just able to kind of do the back air combos off the blast zone.
Yeah. That is something that Forsburn does have, is he can drop through those platforms and set up a back air and makes it very hard to recover along that way. But if you're playing Wrastor, you have so many jumps, you can mix up recovering super high as well.
Yep.
So that's not as much of a factor.
Right here, this is definitely like the most kind of neutral we've seen in a match so far. Both players getting a lot of single hits and then just playing really carefully when when they're not in a combo.
I think part of it is they recognize how much the game can get away from them. It's kind of a statement of how badly they want to win, right? Is that they have the willpower to just play this conservatively in rivals of Aether. Like, these are rivals players.
Yeah.
But, like, that's what's at stake here. They know that this guy can kill me if he gets in.
Yeah, like we were saying about Cake being able to adapt to the players, this is a perfect example where he's able to also, if you want to play the patient game, he'll play it. He does not have to rush in all the time.
He's getting so good at doing that. He has Combust ready to go, using it once again as a reversal to just make it back on stage. Ordinarily, we see a smoke screen set up in that situation. That's really unorthodox. What a good, important up special. Just getting that out there right before the back air can finish off his stock. Both these guys clinging on with some really unorthodox ways to stay alive. I guess the up special isn't that weird, but the Combust off stage is kind of.
That was weird.
Yeah.
I think he had to know it wasn't going to kill at the angle he was at. It was going to send Windows back on the stage. But just going for the big hitbox to keep himself safe.
Getting the single hit, but the percent is too high. Wrastor actually can't even line up the clap. This is actually so good for CakeAssault because now he can play so defensively, and Windows has to go in with a kill move to finish him off.
Yep. The big thing here for Cake is he's going to try really hard not to get parried. Because that is kind of, if Windows cannot combo into a kill, that's the next best way to finish a stock is to land a parry and just go for an up special.
Not really sure what Windows is looking for with all these tornadoes, but just like that, chasing down the tech and taking the second stock. That was only like 7% taken for CakeAssault.
Yep. And now all of a sudden this match, which was dead even, the battle of wills is slipping away from Windows.
And that's kind of the reason why keeping that lead is so important, right? Getting that first stock is because making that approach is so hard, and at the end of the day, it's just a dagger in the face, and CakeAssault walks away with another 3-0 in his name. Like you said, Dan, CakeAssault in losers is an entirely different player, somebody nigh unstoppable. And even somebody as good as Windows couldn't even get a game.
And these matches in his losers have not been easy. Both Bagel and Windows, those matches were